One Percenter Podcast with Sam Bakhtiar, bringing you the 1% knowledge to help you reach your full potential. Learn what it takes to rise above the 99% and become a 1%er.
Welcome to the 1%er Podcast. This is your host, Sam Bakhtiar, and I have a very special guest, Stulak, the millennial realtor in the house, all the way from New Jersey. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, man.
Thank you for having me.
And you know what? We might get interrupted because there's a hummingbird that just came into the garage. And for whatever reason, this hummingbird doesn't fly low enough to get out of the garage.
No, we tried to bat him out. It wasn't working.
So Ed, with all his hockey background, and we have Isaac, just trying to get this bird out, but we just gave up, and hopefully he doesn't hurt himself. He's right there, kind of like roaming around and all that kind of stuff. But in the meanwhile, the podcast, the show must go on. So here's what we can do.
Right.
So Ed, tell me about your background. Tell me about growing up. Why real estate? Why millennial? And how'd you get into this whole thing?
I got into real estate. It wasn't my first thing that I woke up one day and I said, real estate, that's it. That's what I'm full focus.
Okay.
It was,
I figured that.
Yeah, my mother is an entrepreneur herself. I've recently realized that I got the bug from her. She was a cleaning lady. She came here from Slovakia. That's where my family is from. They didn't know a lick of English, and she went door knocking. How can I clean your house? Clean your house. So I got that entrepreneurial bug from her. My dad is a carpenter, so he was building homes. So maybe I had some real estate in me. I just never knew about it. And then I started getting into hockey, and hockey was my passion. Hockey I played for almost 18 years. I saw myself growing within the hockey world, and slowly but surely, I didn't even think about it logically, but I was always building a personal brand by playing hockey. I was always the tall European guy that scores goals. That was my title, my brand. And then one day, I got injured, my shoulder, and all of a sudden hockey...
Everything came to crash.
Exactly. So 360-degree turn, and had to try to set sails for a different direction. And I didn't know what it was going to be. But
how old were you when your hockey career came down to a crash?
How old I was?
Yeah, how old were you?
I think it was 17, 18,
17,
something around that.
Okay.
Yeah, and now I'm 25, so it was about then when I had time to reanalyze, sit down, and think, what do I want to do again? I have so much time to take advantage of now. I'm living at home. Let's figure out what I want to do.
And when you growing up, seeing your mom and dad hustle like that, they were immigrants. Were you born in Slovakia?
No, I was born here.
Okay, so your mom and your dad came, or just your mom came?
Both came. Mom and dad. Yep.
So you saw how hard they hustled. They're immigrants. They came in here, hustled. Did that give you the hustle and ambition that you have right now?
Not too much. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I didn't know what they were doing exactly. I just saw them living life. But now when I got into entrepreneurship and I'm becoming an adult myself, I'm realizing everything that they've ever done. Now I'm starting to realize it.
Yeah.
It took me some time to realize it.
It was kind of your subconscious, but now you're conscious of it.
Now I'm looking and I'm seeing the bills they have to pay and what they're doing to get that done.
Yeah.
My mom, she was just texting me now. She says, my body is dead. I have to go sleep. I'm like, go. You deserve it. Thank you. Let me hustle for the Stulak name. Do your thing.
Okay, so your career came to an end after shoulder injury.
Yes.
You said, what am I going to do next? And what'd you do?
Music.
Music.
I love music. I love EDM. It's just in my veins.
So you got got it. I like EDM.
Yeah, I love EDM. So I got into it, but when I got into it, that was really when I discovered entrepreneurship. I went to one of my favorite DJs perform locally in New Jersey, and after the event, these guys came up to me and we just realized that we're from the same high school, and they said, "What are you doing nowadays? We know you're that hockey guy. Again, the tall hockey guy. What are you doing now?" I said, "No more hockey. I love music though." They said, "We're teaching DJing right now and how to produce music." I met with them once, twice, 3 times. All of a sudden, till today, we're still best friends. But because of them, they taught me about entrepreneurship, about creativity, about building a brand as a DJ, getting out there. And I always loved that spotlight. And I said, if I could be a DJ performing in front of crowds and entertaining, I love it.
Did you ever become a DJ?
I did for a little bit.
You did a little bit? Okay.
Yeah,
how did that go? How was that experience?
It was fun, but it was too much. I realized there was so much more behind that I didn't know.
You thought you were just going to go and DJ and have fun. You didn't know all about all the back ends and everything that goes into it. You're like,
tour managing and managing.
I just want to come in here and just DJ and get out, but it's more than that.
I tried. I tried. It was fun. It was creative. I'm a very creative kind of guy, so I thought that would be my escape. And I tried it, but because of that, I learned about managing and tour managing and social media and branding, and that is really what kicked off where I am today.
Yes, that's awesome. So what was after your short DJ career? What'd you do?
After that, I started a company with this gentleman called Leave Normal Behind. And Leave Normal Behind, pretty much just leaving the 9 to 5, discovering what your true passion in life is and just trying to go after that, creating things that matter. And because of that, that helped me out, starting working with Kevin Jonas and Gerard Adams and other things, other such entities. And I learned a lot of social media tips and tricks and golden nuggets from these guys that are out there doing it the right way. And so I learned that stuff, but I was doing social media since pretty much 18, 19 years old until now, every single day, learning the new algorithms, learning what's going on, how to take advantage of the social media platforms, who to collaborate with, things of that sort. So little things like that really built it up.
From a DJ, you learn management, branding,
right?
Some marketing. Then you went to work for Gerald Adams and Jonas, and you learn more marketing.
Right.
Just more social media.
Celebrities.
How do you get yourself out there and create a brand? So what happened after that?
After that, I discovered that I don't want to do that anymore for other people.
You're like, you know what, man? I want my own thing.
That's right. I wanted my own thing. So what did I think was the smartest thing to do? I started my own marketing and branding agency.
Love it.
Yeah, I started that, but I realized that I have to actually put focus on other people's brands still. I'll still get paid. It's my own baby now. I got my own company, but I still have to do it for others.
Right.
So I left that within maybe 7, 8 months, very short. I started it, made the logo, made the design, the social media, the websites.
So you're about 7 or 8 months, but you're like, you know what? I'm still working for other people, building their own stuff. I'm not really into that.
That's when I hung the hat and I said, I'm going to focus on myself. And that's when I got into real estate, and that was about 3 years ago.
Okay, so 3 years ago, you started focusing on what you want to do.
Right.
You got into real estate. You said real estate was never your passion.
Right.
Okay, so you got into real estate. Was it for the money? And it's okay to be for the money, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm very honest. I'm very honest.
I
got into it for money because I can dress up. I saw one of my friends on Facebook. He was in a suit, and I said, "What do you do, man?" He said, "Real estate." I said, "Sign me up. I love it."
If I can dress in a suit, look good all the time.
That's right. I love it.
I always, whenever I go to any real estate conferences, and I have some friends that are real estate, a lot of friends that are in real estate, and I always wonder, how come they all look the same? How come all their business cards look the same? And I always wonder that if I ever get into real estate, I will be the one that will be totally opposite. I will be the one without a business card. I will be, I will be the one just like, be in like t-shirts and shorts and flip-flops.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I always wonder, like, what can you do to stand out? Because marketing is all about standing out, isn't it? And how you going to be outrageous? Because whenever I see my real estate friends, and I love them to death, but they all look the same.
They're all the same. You know what I mean? Absolutely, they're all the same. And that's why I wanted to bring an evolution of marketing and branding to this game.
Yep.
So again, you asked me, why did I get into real estate? It was for the money and the suits. But then I realized the bigger problem, and that was social media and the understanding of social media in real estate.
Because in real estate hasn't really evolved into the millennial marketing.
Slowly,
Very slowly, right? I mean, fitness already's been there, done that. You know what I mean? There's so many other, avenues already adapted it. But it seems like, real estate, they're a little bit older crowd and a little bit harder to change.
Right.
And if somebody's going in there right now and able to outmarket them with the new weapons of marketing that we have today, they can really, really put themselves in a favorable position.
The average age of a realtor is 55, 56 years old.
Is that what it is?
They don't understand.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
I'm here at 25. I'm getting into it. I'm still learning real estate. I'm no expert, but I know one thing that it needs, and that is branding.
Yeah.
People don't brand themselves. You just said the business cards. Everyone has the same one, the headshot from like 10 years ago.
Same thing, man. Same exact headshot, same exact tie, suit, and all that kind of stuff. Now, you call yourself a millennial realtor, but that's not really what you do. You don't only work with millennials. You basically show branding, marketing to all the realtors. The reason you call yourself millennial realtor is your methods of marketing are millennial, right?
That's one way.
To the realtors, right?
And I'm a millennial myself.
Yeah.
So I call myself the millennial realtor just because of that.
Got it. So tell me, like, when somebody, say I'm a real estate agent, I come to you and say, I need help marketing.
Cool.
And I'm working my ass off, but I'm not where I want to be. What were some of the first steps to do?
Definitely start on social media. Just make an account if you don't have one, of course.
Okay, like when you say social media, is it Facebook, is it Instagram, or is it all of them?
All the above.
So tell me what are all of the above?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Those are the top 5 that I always suggest. Okay. Instagram being number 1, just because that is the hub at the end of the day.
Okay, so Instagram is number 1. Which one is number 2?
Number 2, I would say YouTube.
YouTube? Okay. Number 3?
Facebook.
Facebook, number 4.
LinkedIn, and then comes Twitter.
Got it.
I think
Got it.
that would be the logical.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll love, I'll love to know, find it for myself, because I'm taking notes right now.
Cool,
To be able to do all that kind of stuff. Now, really quick before we get into that.
Cool.
What do you think of TikTok?
I love TikTok.
You like TikTok?
Thank you for mentioning that. Number 6.
I just signed up for it today.
Oh my God! You know what? TikTok is the place to be right now. So many people are talking about it.
You know what, man? In the last month, I've heard 30, 40 times, Sam, get on TikTok. Get on TikTok. So today, I just finally say, you know what? I'm gonna get on TikTok. I'm gonna concentrate on it. And it seems like everybody says that organic reach on TikTok is what Instagram was like 10 years ago.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I'm looking forward to kind of growing that. And this year coming up, I've been very good on social, on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, I'm doing okay, but LinkedIn and TikTok is something I've been lacking, and that's what I want to work on next.
You find your one place where you can grow the most, where you see that all your traffic is engaging with you the most. It happened to be Instagram for me.
Yeah,
and I see it being Instagram for others. So that's why I'm saying, let me teach other people about Instagram. However, nowadays, Instagram is so many algorithms are changing and so many different things.
Well,
organic reach is dropping.
So was Facebook. I mean, if you look at it, Facebook did the same thing, and Facebook owns Instagram. So
that's right.
in the beginning, Facebook, you post organically, you reach so much, but now you got to pay to play.
That's right.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I mean, it's a business.
That's right.
And so you have to just boost it a little bit now if you want to get more reach, right?
Yeah, that's right. So, but now TikTok, right? No really certain or solidified algorithms yet.
Yeah.
It's so organic. I posted 3 videos on TikTok. I got about 1,000 views, 2,000 views, nothing special, and I only had like 5 followers. But the 4th video I posted, 66,000 views. I'm looking at my 4 followers. How?
So what was different about your 4th video that was on the first 3 videos?
Nothing. It was the same exact thing. Again, the algorithms are so all over the place right now, they don't know which one should be. There's a For You page, right? That's the Explore page of Instagram. So they have a For You page. They think that you'll like this type of content. So they'll give you some, 18-year-old girl dancing. This is what TikTok is about. Entertaining, funny stuff, humor, whatever it can be, right? So I saw that. I brought my brand to TikTok, but focusing on realtors because that is my niche. I'm not going to focus on cars, for example.
How many people do you estimate are on TikTok right now?
That's a great question. I would definitely strongly say around 1 billion plus.
Wow.
I definitely think so.
That's pretty. That's amazing. There's 8 billion people in the world. Is it? Last time I checked, 8 billion, 9
many
billion
people on this thing right now.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's a place to be.
It has to be.
Everybody who's ever made anything in social media, they were the early adapters.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
They're the early adapters, man. And so for people who are watching this, you have to get in. If I would have gotten into Instagram 10, 12 years ago when it first came out, I would have probably had, 5 million followers. You know what I mean? Not close to 1 million. You know what I mean?
That's
so, and I've been, putting so much, effort and so much content, so much intention behind it. But if you get in there early enough, you might just catch the algorithm wave go right to the top. So
that's right, absolutely. And you have to get on it. You have to be an early adapter. Sometimes it sucks because you don't see results immediately.
Yeah.
It'll eventually come. It really will. But yeah, TikTok is one of the most, I guess, competitive apps right now with Instagram. There's no other thing like it.
You know what? We might actually see Instagram buying it.
You know what? Instagram is already incorporating a concept like TikTok within Instagram called clips. Supposedly, they're going to have a whole TikTok concept now. Listen, there's one of my favorite quotes, good artists copy, great artists steal, and that's from Pablo Picasso. Yeah. Ever since he said that, or ever since I've seen that, I just love the quote. And that's what Instagram is all about.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, when Snapchat came out, they had the stories. Then Instagram put the stories on, and then kind of wiped out Snapchat.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
Instagram took Snapchat's idea. They took YouTube's idea with IGTV. Yeah. They took Pinterest's idea with the saving.
Yeah.
They're taking all these concepts and they still function, which is very cool to see. You don't see that very too often. For example, Facebook has stories. Mm-hmm. I get 10 views on my Facebook stories.
Me too.
Come on, they tried, it's not working. I don't go to see stories on Facebook.
I always wonder. There's the same company.
Right?
What happens on Instagram? What comes to happen on Facebook? Do you send the rejects to Facebook and the top dogs to Instagram? I don't know, man. Because when I'm looking, I'm like, they don't have swipe ups on the thing. I'm like, what the hell? Right? How hard can it be? You know what I mean? So right now, let's just say a realtor comes to you.
Cool.
You get all your social media on there.
Yes.
And I always see everybody's marketing the same way.
Okay.
Everybody's marketing the same. New listing, open
That's
house.
Right. That's right.
Open house, same kind of
Same
crap.
thing.
Like I said, one thing I learned in marketing is that you got to stand out. One of the best books I read on that is called Outrageous Marketing. You know what I mean? And it was one of those Kennedy Glazer books. And it just shows you that you got to stand out. You have to look at. You get so many marketing messages every day. How do you have a realtor stand out? In social media.
You have to understand what your passion and what your little trademark is to your name, and own the hell out of it. Honestly, I had this musician come up to me and said, "Hey, I sell real estate, but I like music, and I don't know, like, should I have a separate account for music, separate account for?" I said, just combine them together and be the musical realtor.
Be a rock star realtor. You know what I mean?
He flipped. He said, "Oh my God, I didn't think of that."
It's
so simple. Just combine what you love to do. If you love animals, make sure every listing video that you do, you bring some type of animal in there. Hold a dog for, I don't know, like just be
because
you.
people want, the key to marketing is relatability. You know what I mean? They don't want this same thing. They don't like, oh, he likes dogs. Oh, I like dogs. Oh, he likes EDM. Oh, I like EDM.
Yes.
But what people I think do wrong in marketing, and correct me if I'm wrong, just in marketing in general, especially realtors, because everybody do the same thing. You know what I mean? Is that they just like do the same thing. They don't really like look outside the box, and rather than everybody just like looks exactly the same across the board.
Absolutely. What I say is you have to think inside the box to think outside of it. And thinking inside the box, you have to get into your consumer's shoes. What do they want to see? And once you know what they want to see, then you have to think outside the box to give it to them in a beautifully packaged video or content or brand overall that makes them say, wow, I want to work with that person. And what can that be?
A lot of people, they want to please everybody. So they don't, oh, maybe I don't want to show a dog because maybe somebody doesn't like this dog. Maybe I don't want to show people I listen to rap music because maybe people don't like rap music.
Right.
Or maybe I want to do it because I want to be. When you try to please everybody, you please no one. Right? And I always said, man, there's 9 billion people in the world. Choose one niche, go deep in it, and connect deeper with some of the people. And then guess what? The other people, man, they're not the right fit for you anyway.
That's right. Absolutely. And I was just talking to Brad Lee a few weeks ago, and he was telling me that his brand is so obnoxious that the people that follow him, they either like him or they don't. They either like him or they don't. And those that don't, they don't do business with him, maybe. I don't know. But he says they choose. People either resonate with your brand or they don't. That's okay. Listen, you're either a Lakers fan or a Cleveland fan or like whatever it is. Like you have your team that you choose for, that you work with. Same thing when it comes to realtors. Same thing when it comes to a plumber. Same thing when it comes to a musician that you always listen to. Sometimes you'll be open to listening to others, but at the end of the day, you love that one specific type of music, right? And you go to it.
You have to be either hot or cold. Lukewarm never sells. You know what I mean? Nobody wants lukewarm water. You either want a hot water for tea or coffee, or you want cold water for to be refreshed.
Amen.
But nobody say, "Can I get that lukewarm water?" And nobody wants lukewarm, man. You don't want to be in the middle, man. You know what I mean? So tell me more. Tell me more. It's like, so you set up social media. They own a niche or a name or they go deep on what they want to be known for.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what?
So I tell them to figure out what their brand is about. They have to know, because so many people are all over the place. They combine too much family, too much this, too much that.
If you go to a realtor right now, I would say if you go to 10 realtors right now, hey, what is your brand about? They won't be able to tell you.
Right.
How do you get it out of them?
We start talking about their passions. I honestly believe in the passions, right? What do you actually love to do? Because I don't want you to wake up in the morning and beating your head against the wall saying, damn, I have to go to work. Damn, I have to go sell houses. No, figure out how you can wake up and say, wow, I'm excited to actually, I don't know, get in my car and make a cool listing video today because I love cars so much. Whatever that's about, you have to figure out your passion and then try to incorporate it into your work life, right? And that's what I really think about these realtors. They're all just, how can I sell? How can I sell? Gary Vaynerchuk once said, 90% of people sell, 10% of people brand. Those 10% of people who brand end up selling 90% more than those who sell.
Because brand lasts forever.
I love brand.
You know what I mean? Branding lasts forever. Once you have a brand, I mean, think about it for a second. Payless shoes, they went out of business. You know what I mean? And they're selling cheap shoes. Every time I walk by Louis Vuitton, that place is packed. The shoes are $1,200 a piece. I'm going like, wait a second. You always want, because the branding, everybody wants to be a part of a brand, part of a cool thing. You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
why not be that?
That's right.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out what it is. But, you know, of course, then the next step's like, what do you do, right? Again, I try to tell people, don't sell so much. Just brand yourself and people will eventually want to be a part of it, right? They might not afford you, they might not be able to work with you exactly, but at least give them that want and desire to want to say, yeah, I want to work with them.
Yeah.
Branding is usually what gets that out of them, right?
Okay. And so once you get that out of them, the branding and all that kind of stuff, what is like posting strategies? What kind of content should someone post? You know, should they, you know, show their life, or is it should be just all, you know, marketing material?
Great question. I always say it has to be a little bit of a combination of both. Show your life because people can resonate with it. Show your travel because people can resonate with it or they want it, right? Desire. Wow, look at him traveling so much, traveling. That's so cool. And they admire it. And then show your business because you have to train your community and your followers. Yo, I'm in real estate. Tell them once in a blue moon, but don't tell them, hey, looking to buy or sell? Call me. Where's the give? There's never a give.
Yeah.
It's always give me.
Yes.
And where's the give? There's never a give, and that's again another thing
So
that so many
what would you
realtors
say
have.
your ratio would be for actually delivering content and giving and then getting?
Cool. I give almost 90%.
That's what I was going to say. It's so funny because I was thinking like it should be like 90-10, right?
Yeah.
You know, at a 10 post, 90. Oh, by the way, the 10 post. Hey, here's what I do. Hey, check out this new thing.
That's
and you know
right.
what? You can indirectly, without being salesy, show what you do.
That's right, and that's
You know
what,
what I
and I love that you said that because that's exactly what I do, and that's my 10% right there. It's indirect selling.
Yeah, not, hey, call me. If you want to sell your house, call me. If you want to list your house, no. Be like, hey, check out this house I just listed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Look at this. We had 5 buyers looking at it today.
That's
I'm
right.
looking forward to like closing this deal.
I'll go into a house, like there was I went to a showing once, I showed my buyers, which I got from Instagram, right? Most of my business comes from Instagram. And so now I show them a house, gorgeous little home. We come into the basement. In the basement, there's a huge rock just sticking out of the ground and tiles built around it, the wall built around it. Literally, there's a rock coming out from the ground and they just built their house around it. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is great content to show people that I'm in real estate, but look how funny real estate can be and still tell them that I'm in real estate.
Yeah.
So boom, I said, guys, what do you think of this rock? Like, would you buy this house? Like, what would you do? Cut it out? Like, and all of a sudden people started engaging with it. Like, oh, that's so funny. I've never seen that before. Haha, whatever it is. But then that was right there, a little bit of an injection. Hey, I'm in real estate. Don't forget. In a funny, comedic, you know, like.
Yeah. So if you were going to help someone reach to the top, you know, give me the content strategy, like, you know, I mean, because, you know, social media is time consuming. Come on with the right content, it's time consuming. Right. And some of the realtors that are like, you know, they have a family, they have to, you know, they got to go do open houses, they have to make cold calls,
That's right.
you know, whatever they do. How will someone like that find the time to be on Instagram, Facebook,
Right.
LinkedIn, you know, TikTok now, Twitter?
Right.
You know, how would someone do that?
Everything is content. There's content all around you. You just have to be creative a little bit and get that out of you. So if you are cold calling or if you're at an open house, I can come up with probably like 3 to 4 pieces of content with that piece of, that scenario. You're cold calling, great. Film yourself cold calling real quick. Mess up on the phone or something like that. Hey, James, just calling you about your property. I don't know what it is. Oh, God, I forgot. You know what? Never mind, James. Don't call me back. Like, be funny with it. Yeah. I don't know. I know that my team leader did that once. It was so funny. But, like, just record that. Throw it out there. You know, like, we're not just business. And business doesn't always go smoothly. That's just right there with cold calling, right? But everything around you is content. You're at an open house. Show the open house. Show something cool about the open house. I don't know, get creative with it. So there's always something to create content with, but time consuming, right? Very time consuming. If you don't have someone to help you out.
And also need awareness.
Sure,
Also need awareness. Like, this hummingbird that was flying out. I'm
Content.
like, wow, this is a good time to do content. We're trying to do a podcast, and this hummingbird is just messing things out.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Content. That's
Content, right?
Content all around you, whether it's good or bad, just like they say, right? Good publicity, bad publicity, it's still publicity.
Yeah.
It's still content.
Yeah.
And if you have a strong enough community, they will engage with it, they will understand you for it, and they will be an advocate of yours for life.
Can you give me an example of someone you work with and how it impacted their business?
Okay, so I worked with my broker, actually, my current broker, who was my first student.
Okay.
He was my first student about a year and a half ago. He reached out to me on Instagram and said, Ed, I see what you're doing. I want to have you come here to my office and teach me. I said, okay, cool. This was with Remax, and I wasn't part of Remax at the time. So I came, I taught him how to build his social media, how to build a community, how to get his name out there, because his business as a broker is to get more realtors to work for him. A realtor's business is to get buyers, sellers, right? So his goal was to get more brokers and more realtors in the door. So I told him, what do we got to do to get people to actually be aware of your agency, aware of your business, to get them into this business and to want to be a part of this business? And so we started building content, engaging content, community content that everyone in the real estate community, whether you're from California, San Diego, wherever you're from, they will engage with it. They will want to be a part of it as well. You know, now I've built his social media presence, over 20,000 followers or what it might be, and now he's getting so much engagement from all over the world, from realtors reaching out. I've brought him a few realtors already into the door that are bringing him money now. You know, it's just because of that, having a social media presence that makes people want to be a part of it.
Well, I mean, like social media these days is the new resume. I mean, look, I mean, before, 15 years ago, you get a resume and anybody can put anything on their resume. And they can pretend to be anything. Social media, you go on there and you kind of glimpse at their life.
You can.
You see what they are, who their family members are, who their kids are, who their parents are, how they clean their car, if they're a clean person, dirty person, if they're appropriate, if they're not appropriate.
And I call that the digital business card. Yeah. And that's what it is. Your Instagram, because again, that's the hub, right? You go to a networking event, you don't pull out your phone and say, follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
You say, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
So when you go onto your Instagram, you see the profile picture, you see the bio, you see the highlights, if any, you see their website, if there's one, you see the content, you see their stories, you see everything that you can possibly learn about this person. Yeah. Why not make that presence and that sort of portfolio, your profile, amazing to the T, what you want people to see, whether they know you or don't. They have to learn about you from there. So that's, because I can give you my business card, at the end of the day, you're going to throw it out. You're not going to learn from it. Maybe you'll put my phone number in your phone, but realistically, odds are very slim. You follow me on Instagram, now I post something and there it is. Oh wow, Ed's on a plane going somewhere now. That's cool, he flies. That's what you learn from me. He flies a lot, and slowly but surely you'll eventually get to learn about the brand more.
So tell me, on Instagram, this is what I want to know for myself. Okay. How do you increase your organic reach?
Following the right people, connecting with the right people, engaging with the right people. I want realtors, so I'm going to reach out to realtors. And that's just how it starts. And one of my favorite things and one of my best strategies to growing, and still works today, worked a lot better back then, but I go into the hashtags and I just start typing in hashtag real estate. And all of a sudden, the only people that are typing in hashtag real estate are usually realtors. So I'll go ahead and I'll just start engaging the hell out of them all. Comments, likes, follows here and there, DMs. One of my favorite things I've done nowadays is I pull out my phone, I start going onto the hashtags, and I start communicating with all these realtors. Some of them, I'll go ahead and I'll leave a voice message. Some of them I'll even record myself. Yo, pleasure to meet you. Like if you need help with social media, branding, I'm here. I'm always on Instagram anyway, so might as well hit me up. Thanks, cool. Like something like that. And all of a sudden, they either follow me or they don't. They either engage with it or they don't. But the odds are better when they see, oh, he's in real estate.
I mean, I've bought from people like you. I've done. I've had people, do a little video Instagram. Hey Sam, I'm looking at your stuff, and here's what I see you doing right, and I can see you can do better here, and I can help you, man. Schedule the call. Here's a link. You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy's good. You know what I mean? Rather than just, copy and pasting the fucking, here's what I do.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So you got to put some personality behind it.
That's why I do voice messages.
Put some connection behind it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's one of my best pieces of advice that I give to realtors nowadays is leave a voice message or film yourself. If you're not comfortable in front of audio is the way to go.
But I mean, you know what? If they're not comfortable in front of video, they got to get comfortable. I mean, I remember the first time I did this podcast. And I sucked. It's not like I'm not Omar Elatar right now. That's my boy, king of the podcast. But I'm pretty good now. I'm not. Before when you look at my first podcast, you're like, dude, what the hell was he doing? Like you just do it and do it and do it and get better.
That's right. And Gary says that. Just post content, whether it's good or bad. You have room for improvement.
Yeah.
The cliche quote to go to, but there's always room for improvement. Yeah. Always. So yeah, absolutely. Just post away, see what works, see what doesn't. But audio and video, this is the 2019, entering 2020 in less than 2 months now. We're in the marketing branding era where you have to do video, you have to do social media. It's just the way to go because millennials are going to take over and they're going to be the ones buying and selling.
You're going to be a dinosaur. I always say this, man. This is one of my favorite quotes: evolve or perish. You know what I mean? You know, the reason Blockbuster went out of business is because they couldn't evolve. They laughed at Netflix when they approached them. You know what I mean? The reason Barnes and Borders went out of business. Amazon took out of business. They weren't able to evolve. And you always have to look at what the trends are coming in, what's happening, and be able to evolve. The reason dinosaurs went extinct because they couldn't adapt to the changes.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And if you're not adapting to the business changes and what's going on in marketing, what's going on in the world, man, you soon will be out of business.
Adapt or die. Adapt or die.
Yep. So I know right now you coach people, you mentor people, but I know that you're coming out with a new program.
Yes.
You're coming out with a program that you can reach a lot more people.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So it's called IGRE.
IGRE.
Yeah, in the gram for real estate. So targeting real estate professionals and teaching them about how to build their personal brand, how to build their social media presence, and specifically how to build an Instagram, right? Again, going back, that's the hub. That's what I want people to start off on. Eventually, once you build a community, they'll go wherever you go, MySpace, even if you take them to, right? They'll go. So IGRE is all about building your Instagram presence, learning social media, and building a personal brand that matters. And I have this whole online course where you just pretty much learn. I have over 58 videos in this thing, and I'm always putting new stuff in there.
So this is like step by step, kind of, basically, social media for dummies, for real estate agents.
Literally, the first video that I have in this course is how to download Instagram.
I love
Literally
it.
how to download Instagram because people don't
And
know.
you know what? I know a lot of people who don't know how to do that.
That's right.
I ain't gonna lie. 3-4 years ago, I didn't know how to do that.
It's one of those things because I might get that 80-year-old that says, you know what, I'm willing to adapt, but I don't know what Instagram, what is an iPhone?
Yeah.
No problem, let me show you. Go to the App Store, do this, download, click download. Once it's downloaded, create an account. Everything from A to Z. Why you have to be posting 5 times a day on your Instagram story because the algorithm appreciates that. And like all of a sudden I'm getting into from A to Z.
Is that true though? Is that true?
5 times a day, that's what it used to be. I still do 5 times a day. That's my minimum.
Got it.
If I'm not posting at least 5 times a day,
Got it.
I'm not doing my job.
Got it.
So
Got it.
Just because every time someone pulls out their phone, it's better odds. If you're posting 5 times a day, if they pull out their phone in the morning and afternoon,
pops up.
you're always there. You're always there. That's where you have to be, right?
It makes total sense.
Yeah. So
Now, Ed, for people who haven't heard about you, or people who want to hire you for your services, or later on want to invest in your program, IGRE.
That's right.
You know what I mean? How can we find out more about you? How can they get in touch with you?
I'm on Instagram, believe it or not.
Believe it or not, man. What's your Instagram handle?
Ed Stulak, EDSTULAK. So it's just my name. That's another piece of advice I throw out there. Make sure you brand your name. That is your brand. That's no one's brand at the end of the day but yours. Make sure that's across all platforms, unless you want to be different.
I know, man. I went to TikTok and somebody already got my name, so I'm about to, veto that person.
But what they don't have is send Bakhtiar official, maybe, for example, or something like
that.
so
exactly.
Just get fancy with it.
Exactly. So, hey, you're someone who, had a career as a hockey player. You were the big European guy who scored goals.
That's right.
Right? And you thought that was going to be your path. Hurt your shoulder.
Yes.
So that wasn't an option anymore. You dabbled into working for other people's brands, and you dabbled into DJing, and while you were doing that, you learned marketing, business management, social media, branding, and then you got into real estate for the money. Let's just face it, right? Let's call a spade, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
But then when you got in there, you're like, you know what? They're not marketing like they're supposed to. They're way behind in the marketing agents. So why don't I bring what works marketing for DJs and fitness people and influencers and bring that to the real estate and help people in real estate be able to blow it up because they're dinosaurs, because the average age of a realtor is 55.
You nailed it.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.